An international nonprofit called We Charity is under investigation, and the ABC 7 News I-team is tracing links here to the Bay Area. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Amma Dates.
And I'm Dan Ashley. That charity has been highly endorsed by Governor Gavin Newsom in the past. Tonight, a Canadian parliamentary committee investigating the charity is hearing testimony about its business dealings.
ABC 7 News I-team reporter Stephanie Sierra has been digging into the nonprofit's history in multiple countries, and she's live tonight with our investigation. Stephanie.
Yes, Amma and Dan, thousands of local students across the state attended We Day, a statewide fundraiser put on by We Charity every year. You may remember We Day was actually a really big deal. But if you ask authorities in Canada, the organization's past is raising a lot of big questions that have yet to be answered.
We Charity, 25 years of empowering youth to make a difference.
We Charities and Free the Children are embroiled in scandal.
You are changing the world.
Red flags before our eyes.
We makes doing good doable.
You can do anything you set your mind to.
Why does a charity need all this property?
We vows for transparency.
That's the problem with this group, is we don't see that transparency.
We says we're in this together.
That's the whole thing, is you, we, us.
And coming together and making a difference.
One We Day at a time.
Hi, We Day.
The revelations just keep getting worse and worse.
We apologize.
So how did we get here? Let's go back to 1995. We Charity, formerly known as Free the Children, was founded in Canada by two brothers, Craig and Mark Kielburger.
We want you to be empowered in whatever causes or issues you care about.
It started as a club to ban child labor, but transformed into one of the world's largest international nonprofits aimed to empower youth around the world.
All these people who make a change in this world, we want to do the same thing as you.
We Charity officially launched in California in 2014.
Good time, everybody.
Gavin Newsom, who was lieutenant governor at the time, tweeted on March 26th of that year to welcome the charity's first statewide fundraiser, We Day California, hosted inside the Oakland Arena. You can hear 16,000 students from hundreds of schools across the state packed inside to watch celebrities perform, sharing inspiration.
You're changing the world, and that's amazing.
And look at what you've achieved, and look what more you can do.
If you do enough good things, you get to see me for 4 minutes, which to me doesn't seem like a good reward, but apparently it's been working.
In order to attend, students needed to do local and global acts of service. A common one was raising money to build schools for underprivileged kids in Kenya and Ecuador.
Every week we go in and we tutor students, all subjects, all ages. It's amazing.
The charity kept that amazing reputation up until June of last year. That's when Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government awarded We Charity more than $500 million COVID contract to oversee a student service grant in Canada intended to help students with volunteering. A similar program already existed.
We all stopped and said, wait, what? What are you doing?
That raised a lot of eyebrows.
I spoke with Charlie Angus and Pierre, both federal members of Parliament. They both represent two of Canada's 4 political parties. Angus sits on a committee investigating We Charity for the past 8 months.
What was even more shocking was the fact we found out that we was hiring the Prime Minister's mother and brother, using the Prime Minister's wife as a, an ambassadress for the organization. That's all really, really questionable.
Would you repeat the question, please?
A few weeks ago on March 12th, the Kielburger brothers testified under oath they paid Trudeau's family close to $500,000 in speaking fees for We Day events.
So that dollar amount would not be out of the norm for our most frequent speakers.
We Charity's COVID contract was canceled last July after a huge public outcry prompted 2 Canadian parliamentary committees to launch an investigation.
The one thing that the Kielburger group is really, really good at is embedding themselves with very, very powerful politicians.
No one's given a ticket here. You have to earn the right to get here.
Newsom, who was lieutenant governor at the time, became co-chair of We Day California with his wife Jennifer from 2014 to 2016. Newsom even sent a letter with former California State Superintendent Tom Torlakson, encouraging all school districts and administrators to attend the inaugural year.
Coming together and making a difference and making the world a better place, and that's thrilling to me.
The Newsoms spoke at We Day California in 2015, along with San Jose Mayor Sam Liccardo.
to transform the world, starting right here in San Jose.
Liccardo staff told ABC7 this office has no record of an offer of payment from We Charity for this speech made in 2015. According to state public finance records, a couple weeks before Newsom spoke at We Day 2015, records indicate Newsom made a behested payment, which according to the Fair Political Practices Commission means he requested Comcast donate to the nonprofit for more than $242,000. Records show the following year, another organization founded by the Kielburgers sent the Newsoms baby gifts worth $110. We reached out to the governor's office for comment, but have yet to hear back.
And certainly, there's been a huge shift for We USA, and California is a big, big market in terms of the superstar status of people who get involved in We Days, and the donors. There's a lot of donor money.
$490 million has been raised for We Charity across the U.S. since 2011, according to the charity's tax forms filed with the IRS. So where is it all going?
We're all told this is all to do with helping the children, but actually tracking and figuring this out has pretty much stumped a parliamentary committee.
We Charity claims on its website 90% of donations from the U.S. and Canada support programming, while only 10% goes towards administrative costs.
I'd like to commit to building 100 schools around the world. 100 schools.
Since the brothers appeared on Oprah in 2000, We Charity claims 1,500 schools and schoolrooms have been built across the world with funds. But the nonprofit has been unable to provide a list of each location to the parliamentary committee.
Can't tell us where those schools are and who the students are, and who the teachers are, and how we can even prove that they exist.
The lack of clarity leaving donors with more questions about where their money went, something Reed Cohen knows well.
Here today to speak for and on behalf of this little guy right here.
Cohen is a journalist in Las Vegas who testified via Zoom.
This is Wesley Cowan.
After his son Wesley died in an accident, Cohen honored his legacy by raising money to build a We School in Kenya in 2009. The school plaque was inscribed with Wesley's name. But Cohen testified he learned years later We Charity replaced his plaques with other donors several times.
Why would a plaque ever be taken down, I guess, is the part I've tried to think it through, but I just can't really figure out the answer to that one.
I agree with you. It should never have happened. We made a mistake.
Feels like to me returning to my son's grave to find it broken open, defiled, and empty.
Allegations have surfaced that multiple donors have been funding the same projects at We Schools in Africa.
Someone even said that these plaques to honor donors might as well have had Velcro on them because they were being removed and replaced so rapidly.
We publicly apologized, and we know that that's something that we need to get to the bottom of.
The organization has since apologized again, but says Cohen has no basis of accusing We Charity for fraud. The ABC7i team contacted We Charity requesting a list of all the We schools built with money donated by Californians over the last 8 years. The charity didn't answer that question, stating, "As we are sure you can appreciate, we cannot provide answers to your questions as they pertain to private individuals." However, the nonprofit did provide us the following statement, saying, "Over the years, We Charity has provided youth volunteerism programs to 18,000 schools in Canada, the United States, and the United Kingdom, empowering young people to help more than 5,000 causes. In California, We Charity serves 1,400 schools and educational groups with free curricular programs supporting youth service, youth mental health, and trauma-informed learning programs."
And they may be doing some good work, but we actually haven't gotten a picture of who owns what and how the money flows. And without that, how can you say you trust it?
Now, the Canadian Parliamentary Committee investigating We Charity had authorized issuing 4 subpoenas to get any executive leaders of We Charity to testify. Now, all but the organization's chief financial officer, Victor Lee, have done so. Lee's answers are due to this committee tomorrow. For the I-Team, Stephanie Sierra, ABC7 News.
All right, we know you'll stay on top of it. Thank you, Stephanie.